Greetings, people of Earth. My name is Rob Wheeland. I'm an author, game designer, and professional nerd. My pronouns are he, him. Tonight, I am the host of Theater of the Mind Players, your friendly local actual play show, Flaps. Tonight, we are playing City of Mist from Son of Oak Games Studio. And our Mind Players tonight include...
Tawny P. Thompson.
Ethan Exit Anderson.
Sarah Babe.
Jordan Fishburne.
Tony Cheek.
Jenny Higgins.
And we are coming out of a investigative section where there were some hurt feelings and some clues discovered. Robin discovered that his long-lost Tinkerbell is likely the culprit behind the thefts of artifacts from rifts around the city. And Dorothy stretched out with her powers of Cassandra to locate her typewriter in a restaurant owned by the Rift of Grendel, which is where we begin tonight's story. Le Caveau is a restaurant located in the basement of an old brownstone in the older part of town. There are some interesting characters in the streets near the restaurant. Detective Clausen, you notice that the front is guarded by two individuals who are who you know to be members of the Drago crime family. Robin and Tawny parked about a block away. There's a big black Buick.
Ooh.
Is the license plate COM 101?
No.
102.
COM 103.
Uh-huh.
Do you want me to steal the hubcaps from this one?
Yeah, no, maybe not today, kid.
Well, this one is also, you can see two people inside of it. Like, sitting in
Do
it.
I recognize these people?
No.
Okay. So we're parked over there. Where is everyone else?
I don't know, you tell me.
Where is everyone else?
I'm going to have dinner.
Yeah, me
Yes.
too.
You were able to get us
Of
a
course.
reservation.
Yes.
No, you weren't.
I wasn't?
Oh!
Can I try to get us a reservation?
Sorry, it's a private party tonight, Miss Lake.
How about talk my way out of anything?
Or into anything.
I was also going to use cha-ching, which is one of my power to
I hate you so much sometimes.
Well, who wants to make the move?
Either that, or I
What are you
could
feeling?
use
I'm okay if you go first.
Nash Bartel.
Let me crash and burn so
Drop
that you
some
can
names.
swoop in for the...
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
Or let you win.
Are you really sure? And I reach out and pull a thick billfold out of my pocket and start just flipping bills over with crisp 100s on them.
Okay.
I
Go
just
ahead.
have been craving for that.
Damn. I was hoping it'd just be a 50 with a bunch of ones inside.
Coco Vin.
That's called a Michigan roll.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a convince roll, plus your power.
Don't roll bad.
Oh,
Ooh, that is 12
That was
total.
certainly not bad.
Okay.
You really have been looking forward to that Coco Vin.
Yeah.
Okay. So, something to be aware of in the future, and this is unfortunately part of the process of learning how to play a game, is if you hit a 12 or better on a roll, your roll is called Dynamite!
Dynamite.
Oh.
And that means that you generally get a bonus on top of whatever you normally would get in the move.
I see.
So that usually means like more clues or more things like that. So I think, Tony, you hit a 12, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Did anyone else hit a 12 as long as I'm thinking about it?
I
I
did.
In this game, at least?
Yeah, I
You
remember
did?
Jenny
I did.
What was that? Was that also an investigate roll?
Yes.
Okay. Basically, on an investigate, if your roll is 12 or more, I automatically have to give you like the best possible clue.
Okay.
And I feel like I did that. Like
You did.
I mean, in games like this, you generally want to like throw out as many clues as possible because you never know what ones the players are gonna be like. Oh, that's it. As for convince, the way that works is you
now own the restaurant.
I don't know if Drago would give it up so easily just because I schmoozed with a couple of his boys out front.
normally you would give him a status of equal to the power, which is how many traits that you used. So at 12, you add 2 to that. So you give them a status of 3, but you also give them a temporary status of your choice representing your influence, such as indebted -2 or convinced -2 or friendly -2.
Friendly
Okay.
-2, I would say. Really grease the wheels.
Okay. Well, I think that also is like, so yeah, he has the status of bribed 3 and friendly 2. And I think he's also willing to, if you and your guests would, I'll go talk to Mikey and smooth this over. But while you're in here, they're doing more like a mozzarella stick appetizer kind of thing,
Right.
because it's more of it's a fundraiser.
Mm-hmm. I love funds.
You just made a sizable donation.
I did. That sounds like the best thing I've heard all night.
So who is going with Vanessa?
As far as I know, I'm still in the car with.
I would do that.
Yeah.
I am also.
So the usual split, it seems, everybody,
We're
and
gonna
then,
sneak in the back.
Yeah.
and then
I feel like they probably wouldn't let me in. Okay.
They definitely wouldn't let me
Be
in.
stealthy.
Okay.
well, are you going to go check out the big black Buick?
Yeah. I mean that first. But we're not taking any hubcaps this time.
Be pretty easy.
That's fine.
So which of you is taking the lead on the sneaking? So one of you has to make
I'm
the
assuming
move
it's
here.
night by now.
Yeah.
I will. I see in the dark.
Okay.
And I have a visceral sense of danger.
She has dark vision.
Only 90 feet though.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Deflect and dazzle?
No.
I can't, like, make some
No.
madness over there to distract?
Not these guys.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
They're
then I guess
robots.
just those two.
Okay.
Necessity is the mother of it. No, just the.
Roll it.
$11.
Okay.
I feel like that's the second 11 I've had today.
It is.
It
Yeah.
is, yeah.
You're working on your Scottish.
Yeah.
11.
Okay. You and Robin make your way up using the various like mailboxes, trash cans, things like that are on the street, and you see something odd. Well, I mean, other than the two what look to be federal agents or something.
Okay.
Well, they have the same outfits, the black coats.
Do they
the
look to
tie.
be like the same suit as the dead guy?
I mean, it's a black suit with a tie. One of them is wearing a black hat, and that barely covers his bright blue hair.
I'm guessing that's Mr. Blue.
No, it's
Blue.
Mr. Hat.
Yeah.
And they are sitting next to someone with darker hair.
Mr. Dark.
Dark.
Mr. Brown.
Mr. Darker.
Can we hear
And
any of what they're saying?
They're not really saying anything.
Are they just like blankly staring forward?
Not forward.
What are they looking at?
The restaurant.
Do they have like cameras and stuff? They're just
just
looking.
watching. Occasionally sipping from styrofoam cups that you see are empty.
So they're on a stakeout, sipping empty cups.
Mm-hmm.
So they're faking a stakeout.
Well, you see, in
It's a
Neverland,
fake out.
you can just imagine your.
Yeah, but like, I probably don't need to remind you that we're not in Neverland, kid.
No, you don't.
So
It's a trap.
Can we? What do we want to do?
Well, I could.
Could we cause a distraction that makes them get out of the car?
Question.
I will cause a distraction that makes them get out of the car, and you'll see if there's anything weird in it.
Do I still have, or have I ever at any point had my baseball bat?
I feel like we've established that you are still in your Little League gear. That seems like a fair...
So I could, like, break their tail light or something.
And run.
Yeah.
I would watch out in case they drop a dead body on you, because you don't want to get covered in Agent Orange.
Hey.
Oh, God.
You've been holding on to that one, haven't you?
Some thought went into it, for sure.
I'm proud of you.
All right. All right, let's do that.
Okay. So I think I just run up, take my stance, batter up, and whack the tail light.
Okay. Give me a convince roll here.
Convince.
Yeah, because you're trying to get them to notice you.
Oh, I thought I was convincing the tail light to break.
I mean, that's what I thought too. I was like, what the hell are you
Well,
doing?
Do you have
before
anything that
yeah,
led to
right,
this?
Yeah. Let's see.
Never too old to break a taillight. Do have that.
Well, I have Sword of Pan pirates, meaning that I have like advantage on adults. I have Missed Me, Unending Youth, so I could just be like a kid.
I feel like Unending Youth could work.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any flaws that you have to use?
Childlike, Boy Sword, Vertigo, but that goes along with flying. I'm not flying.
Okay. Are you using any of those or no? I feel like you could, if you wanted to, use... So here's the advantage of using flaws, is that lets you mark attention on a theme, because you're basically like, well, I know this is bad, but I learned from my mistakes.
Okay.
So but that would basically zero out your roll. So
Gotcha.
So it's up to you if you want to use the flaw or not.
Sure.
Okay, which flaw are you using? I feel like Toy Sword could also work here
Yeah,
because...
I think Toy Sword kind of goes with the bat, and I think that Unending Youth will help in the distraction.
Okay, so +0. Roll it.
Oh boy. Okay, I got a 7.
Okay. So what is your intent? To get them to follow you? To get them to notice you? What are you trying to do here by smashing their taillight?
Definitely to chase me down.
Okay.
Because I figure if they chase me down, I can just hook it around a corner and like fly onto like a roof or something, and they'll wonder where I went.
And then I can get in the car and see what the fuck is up.
Well, but you roll a 9,
7.
so that means only one of them goes.
Balls.
Damn.
The one with the blue hair and the hat hears the crash and says, "Hey, you! Come back here, young man!"
Suck it!
Do the other two do anything of note or say anything?
One of there's only 2 of them in the
Oh,
car.
I thought there were 3.
No, blue hair, dark hair in the front, both
Oh,
in the
okay.
front seat.
Okay.
So blue hair gets out and starts chasing after you.
Yeah.
Can I deflect and dazzle? Deflect and dazzle to create another distraction over elsewhere by throwing a trash can from a dark corner.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and roll Convince. It's a +1.
And I'm using deflect and dazzle.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that.
9?
Okay. Yeah, he gets out of the car.
Okay.
You
Can
get
I-
in the car.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I start digging around in the glove compartment.
Okay. Give me a investigate roll.
Will see in complete darkness help me here?
Sure.
Bullshit detector?
Why you can't bullshit detect the car, Tawny.
I might. The paperwork. Maybe it's
This glove
fraudulent.
compartment is
It
bullshit.
could be fraudulent.
I feel like bullshit detector works on people, not things.
6?
There's no glove compartment.
What
and
is...
you look at and you're like, well, that's weird. And then you look at the dashboard. There are no numbers on the dashboard, like no speed numbers, no.
You're so fucked, Donnie.
It's
a
not
red
even a
light
car. It's
moving back
a
and
cardboard cutout.
Kind of.
Oh man, now you're in the
And then-
car.
You're probably wondering why there are no numbers on the dashboard.
Uh-huh.
Says
Kit.
says the dark-haired agent, who now you realize his hair is indigo?
Mr. Indigo?
Mr. Very dark purple, I assume.
Mr. Perp?
No, my name is Mr. Indigo.
Mm-hmm.
Montoya.
No, I got that. It was a little bit of a joke here, you see.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'd heard that you were better at those, Tawny.
Yeah, it kind of depends on the day, where I'm at, what's going on. Here I am, getting caught in a little bit of a pickle, you see? And it's thrown me off my game a little bit.
May I get
So.
in the car?
Oh, let me just hop out really quick first.
Well, then I'll stay out. It's fine.
No, that's good. Yeah, I'd rather both of us be out of the car than...
And now it's like framed where you and him are like standing on either side of the car, and he's got his arms up on the hood or the roof.
How you doing today? I assume not great.
Why would I be doing not great? I'm doing
There
my job.
were people in your car that weren't supposed to be there. It's generally known that that's not a great day
What
for most
people
people.
aren't supposed to be in my car?
Why don't I'm gonna head over that way. And it was lovely chatting with you, Mr. Very Dark Purple, sir.
Why are you here?
Where? In the city that I live in, walking around, walking, sometimes I go for walks. I don't sleep good, you see.
Are you here to visit Drago?
Who?
Ivan Drago.
Who?
The Rift of Grendel?
The Rift of the what?
When can I circle round?
Right now, when he says, are you embarrassed about your history with him?
Embarrassed would be
About how,
like the
what he did
wrong
to you?
word. Like I said a second ago, embarrassed would be the wrong word.
What he's done to Beowulf?
I will fucking end him.
Richie is inside, you know.
What do you mean he's inside?
He's inside in the employ of Mr. Drago, making sure
No,
that-
he's not.
that none of the relics that are inside the restaurant will be damaged.
I go over the top of the car to grab this guy by the collar.
And that's when you kind of stopped and hurt. Like, I think both you and Blue like stopped, like, shh, what is it? And then when she goes for him, it breaks up, and Blue has his gun out.
I'm shouting. How do you know that?
So, can I whack Blue's arm with a bat?
Let's cut to.
Yeah. Gotta have that
We're
cliffhanger.
being served appetizers. So they're just like, oh, would you like another mozzarella steak?
No, they are much better appetizers than that.
Yeah.
Advertise.
I was promised mozzarella sticks.
Yeah. At this fundraiser for more mozzarella sticks.
Try this one. It's called
The Mozzarella Stick Foundation.
For children who don't have mozzarella sticks.
The Derek Zoolander Mozzarella Stick Foundation for children who
don't have mozzarella sticks.
Good.
It's just a picture of a kid who's got the mozzarella stick, but like the marinara cup is empty, and he's just
And
like,
the cheese fell out of the
Yeah.
breading.
Oh.
The
Oh,
rift
the
for
worst.
Derek Zoolander is definitely here.
What? And sure enough, you do see your typewriter and the pan flute.
They're being auctioned.
It's an auction.
I don't have deep pockets.
Oh, no.
Good thing someone does.
That's so sad.
I'm gonna have so many statues.
I don't know what that's like. What's it like to be poor?
Well, kid. Sucks.
And sitting at the bar, is a young woman who is laughing maybe a little too loud for an auction like this.
She won't have cake.
No, you can buy me a drink. It's okay. I'm old enough. I just look really young.
Tinkerbell.
That took me a second.
I'm okay. You don't have to do that.
Quite the haul you've got there, Tink.
Well, thank you. It's not mine. I mean, I was hired. It's like an after-school job, you know.
Mm-hmm. Are you auctioning off Peter's file, too?
Oh, no, that was for me. I wanted to catch up on him. See what, where he's been, what he's been doing.
What his batting average is.
So are we to assume all of these are stolen?
Only
Well-
the ones with pixie dust on them.
Well, I mean, Drago wouldn't give away his collection.
Wonder what a thieving pixie would go for.
Well, none of my stuff is here.
I wasn't talking about your stuff. I was talking about you.
What about me?
Auctioning you off.
How?
Easy. Tying you up, auctioning you off.
That sounds creepy.
Yeah. So is stealing other Rift's things.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Mr. Drago personally assured me that he'd give them back once he was done with them.
Do you have any idea how much Peter misses you?
Yeah. I mean, he looks so sad in all the pictures in that file.
But we might be able to turn that frown upside down because he found out you're alive again today.
Oh. Well, good. I've been meaning to have a talk with him.
Meaning to have a talk with him.
Oh my god.
You were that boy's world. But
I was, but that was a different world. That was before the city.
So now it means nothing.
Oh, it does. I just don't think he's quite ready to understand yet. How much fun it is to be young and immortal.
You
Oh, can I take my stiletto and just shove it through her face?
Again and again, because she's
Yeah.
immortal. I mean,
Right.
who
Yeah, go
knows?
You
for it.
can absolutely take a shot
Can I
at
give
her.
her a
You said
food
that
hole in
Mr.
her
Drago
face?
promised to return them after he's done with them.
Mm-hmm.
What is he doing with them?
I don't know. And she clearly does know, but does not want to tell you.
What?
Yet.
Can I grab her around the throat and try and... well, I won't grab her around the throat because that'll draw too much attention. And grab her by the shoulder and try some psychometry on her and find out what's going on.
Sure. Oh, honey, zap. Yeah. Okay, give me a convince roll here. So add +1.
Can I help her by like firing up my?
Do you have a help bonus for her?
Yeah.
Oh, then yeah. So take a +2.
All right. Can I help by firing up my lasers?
Yeah.
Fire up the laser beams.
Did you get a Homelander them all?
Oh my god.
Maybe.
Oh
That is
damn.
an 11.
Oh my god, am I playing Homelander?
A little bit.
Oh shit.
You made a child cry.
Save it for Aberrant, Sarah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh shit.
Oh, that's gonna be dark.
Yeah.
She's actually going to take the status rather than give you the information right now. So she's going to take the status of Scared 2. Because she feels you, I think you, like, the two of you, like, flare up your powers, and she, like, you know, fairy dust ejects, basically. And she says, gentlemen, these two aren't supposed to be here.
Am I covered in pixie dust now?
Yeah, but it's not, but
I was going to say.
No.
You can fly.
But the guards that are inside the room draw their weapons and start shooting at the two of you.
Grab your shit and
What?
run.
Other items are here. Is there like a theme?
Mod sticks.
Or is it just random?
It seems random.
Okay.
Like whatever, like, you know, from dealing with Dot and apparently with Vanessa, that some, because you don't have a relic, do you? Like, you have your notebook, but I don't think that's actually like a relic.
No, we discussed a sack, but we never actually
We never got there.
Yeah.
And I think he has.
I have a relic.
So you know that some rifts have relics that are part of their thing, and it seems like that they just grabbed whatever
Okay.
relics that they had access to.
So they start shooting before.
Well, yeah. She goes away, or she punches out away from the two of you. They start shooting. We cut back to. Speaking of shooting, go ahead and go toe to toe, please.
Toe to toe.
So what do you think works here?
Sword of Pan and Pirates, I think. I can also use acrobatic.
Okay.
Missed me.
Well, you're trying to stop them.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, Sword of Pan, Pirates, and acrobatic, I think.
Okay. So out comes the sword.
Mhm.
How does it manifest when you're just like, you know, do you go, I have the power or something? Or-
Basically, I always thought that.
Yay!
Basically, I always thought it was like a toy sword, but like as he pulls it out, like from either the sheath or his hand, it like gradually, like fairy dust kind of goes along it, transforming it from the toy to the actual.
Oh, that's cool. I like it.
Is it?
Do you have
the
to yell
bat?
bangarang?
Is it the bat this time? That
Oh yeah,
Oh,
could be the
yeah.
bat. Yeah, maybe the bat
Turns
manifest- Maybe
into
the
it.
toy is just what I have on me usually, but the bat this time is what I
Okay.
currently have. So yeah, and I think I do yell bangarang.
Okay. So roll +2 on your go toe to toe roll here.
Okay. 9.
Okay. So you choose here. You get to choose one of these. You manage to achieve your goal, like you knock so this would be knocking the gun out of his hand.
Mhm.
You get them good, which means you give them a status with that's equal to like, you know, hurt 2 or bruise 2 or something like that. which would then affect rolls against them. Or you block, dodge, or counter their attempts. If you don't choose this, they can impose a status on you. In this case, it would be bruised 1 because you knock the gun out of his hand, but then he side kicks you away.
Okay.
But then he would. So I'm assuming you're going to pick the first one because that was going to get the goal, but then he's still going to get a kick in.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay. So that's what happens there. What are you doing?
I'm leaping over the car to go for this guy's throat.
Right. What is your intent here? Are you trying to get him to tell you something? Yeah. Okay. Hold on.
Where would the other drugs go?
Harvey did. Can we trust him?
Okay, so go ahead and roll convince here.
And I think I do have 2 weakness tags that are probably working here.
Oh, do you?
Lost sense of self-worth because it's attached to what I'm asking about, and haunted because, again, same thing.
Okay. Are you going to use both of them?
Yeah.
Okay. Great. That means you're rolling at a -2.
But
you get to mark advancement on both of those. Basically, I appreciate your awful honesty.
yeah.
No, it's great. I love it.
So,
You're going to fail.
do
You're gonna roll a
we
12.
think seeing in the dark or visceral sense of danger are helping here?
Don't you have something like acrobatic or something? Or
No. I've been using the visceral sense of danger as I see the thing coming, so I'm able to
yeah, no, it's just going to be straight -2. But just think of the XP.
I don't know if I should be using these dice right now. Hang on.
Now she's got the
Okay.
now she's got the dice yips.
3 hours later.
Oh my god!
Oh, bad
That was
decision
real
to change
bad.
dice, ladies and gentlemen.
Dang.
That was a total of -1.
The total of
Just
regular
one.
one.
It's just
Regular
regular
one.
one.
Just 1. She
Regular.
rolled 1. 1.
Oh.
Ow.
Hey, Tawny, I think you failed.
At least you didn't roll 0.
Ethan, I need you to hand me dice jail right now. It's over there.
No, Tawny. Nope, Tawny.
This is dice jail time.
Tawny.
It's time for dice jail, Sarah.
Maybe you're the one that made the choice.
It is time for dice jail, Sarah.
Oh, yo, you made the choice, so they're gonna pay for it?
Why
Yeah,
have
yeah,
all
look
of
at
my
each other,
dice
because this gives me a
being
chance
sent
to think about what I
prison
wanna
for
do.
Like Sky,
What if Ethan's dice?
like sitting in prison for I had no idea how long.
Yeah, that's how Tawny does it.
Yeah.
She slips him in prison, leaves him there.
Oh no.
It's an oubliette.
That's the,
One
that's
of my-
the, that's
one
the
of my
kind of
nephews
Monte
wanted to
Cristo
beat that
dice
guy.
right there.
Oh, that's adorable. That's
See,
pretty cute.
not my fault.
I'm going to give you a choice. You can take a 4 status of gut shot. Or instead of shooting you, he shoots somebody that was coming out of the restaurant. Richie Gray,
Nope.
your old flame.
Nope. I'm gonna take it.
You're gonna take what?
I'm taking it.
Taking what?
I'm gonna take it.
You're gonna take the gut shot?
Yes.
You want to say that into the mic?
Well, we all know when Tawny gets gut shot, an eye appears.
Let's call back to Delta Green for anyone who's curious.
How quickly do I die from this, Rob?
Well, once if you look at the status card, you'll see that there is a KO and a
Make character.
yeah, and well no, MC is basically like
Oh.
like I basically say, well, you're dead now.
Yep. Make
So
That's
So-
great.
basically you have to bleed out.
Okay.
So you're not like dead.
Okay.
But you jump up on the thing and he is impossibly fast. Like it is, you don't even see a blur. It is just the gun in his hand. boom, and you feel it hit center mass and go tumbling backwards onto the to the concrete.
I look over at him and I yell, "Kid, run!"
I think that I actually, is there okay? So what's the situation? Is the guy I hit is obviously still up, right? He just has. He just lost his gun?
He's got his he's in like a fighting stance towards you right now.
Okay. Is there any way that I could fly over to her and get her out of there?
What kind of adult fights a kid?
Yeah.
Like, literally fights a kid.
Weirdos who sit in big black pews.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, I think he's also aware that this is not just a kid.
Okay,
You saw his baseball bat turn into a sword.
I
Right.
also think that, I don't know, maybe because my mythos is so strong that maybe I can maybe benefit a little bit from being Peter Pan a little bit more.
Well,
than your average
so-
rift.
Here's the deal.
Yeah.
If you want to chopper her out of there,
Yeah.
give me a face danger roll.
Okay.
If you want to use your Peter Pan power to give her some of your youth to heal her, that means you can stop holding back.
Okay.
But it all depends on if you want to do that first versus get her out of there first.
Downside.
And meanwhile,
you go through puberty.
Well, I mean, would I lose it forever?
no, only if you rolled like crap.
Okay.
And you'll just have a
What
little
are the
wispy
chances of
mustache
that?
for a while.
While this is going on, can I slink into the shadows and try to grab some of the items?
Sure. Go ahead and give me a sneak around here.
Okay, I'm going to do the sneak into anywhere and creep without a sound.
Okay, that gives you a +2 power.
Are there any nice kids in the room? Take that as a no.
No.
I have a help
I
action
have a
for
weakness
you.
to nice kids. Also, did we get our mozzarella sticks already?
Yes.
Can I lose my hungry tag?
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
But you had to eat like all of them, and I think you didn't split them evenly at all.
I wish there were cookies, but well.
12.
Nice.
Dynamite.
Dynamite. Boom. Dynamite. So if your move is dynamite on 12, your target is so entirely fooled by your secretive or deceptive actions, you can continue to move or act completely undetected by this target for the rest of the scene.
I just want to grab as much of the stuff as I can.
Are you starting with their items, or are you
Yes.
grabbing other random things?
But basically anything I can carry.
Okay.
I want to try to get it out
Too
of there.
bad you don't have that magic sack.
I know. Well, not that.
Oh my god.
Okay, meanwhile, ladies, what are you doing besides getting shot at?
I'm diving behind the bar.
I would like to expose my hidden depths and stand up and act as a shield
Okay.
to the ladies that are getting shot at. So she just stands up from the table, and it feels like she's bigger and bigger and bigger, and she just is staring down the gunman, like, straight-faced.
Okay, so I think you're taking the risk here.
Mhm.
So what tags are you using?
I'm using Unflappable and Hidden Depths.
Okay. Are there any flaws that you have?
I don't think they apply here.
Okay. So roll +2 power then.
+2. Don't suck. That's 8.
Okay.
I'm dying.
Well,
I'm aware.
whose fault is that now?
You know, the purple dice.
Which is why they're in jail. For manslaughter.
I
Attempted.
Attempted. Now, as Mr. White would tell Mr. Orange, aside from the kneecap, the gut is the most painful place to get shot.
Yeah.
My general
So
thought
are
process.
you actually like Power Rangering Make My Monster Grow here, or are you just kind of?
Are you Rita?
Not Rita. I'm Vanessa. So I think so, yeah. I think because Loch Ness Monster is so big, and I picture it like a plesiosaur, so like a long neck and like thick body and like fins, like
Dig.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
It just kind of grows and gets wider and taller and thicker.
Do you want to take a status to represent the fact that you're taking bullets for everybody, or do you want to get stuck?
Oh,
I think getting stuck would be so fucking funny. I want to get stuck. I've never tried to partially transform in this restaurant before.
Hey, boy,
We're gonna see.
Wait, which restaurant have you tried to partially transform?
Oh,
in?
you know.
That's how I get out of my bills.
Yeah.
The usuals.
Rainforest Cafe.
So- What that choice means is that you fill up the space.
Yeah.
And that means that, unfortunately, Detective, you're only able to grab those two items before you feel like a wall of flesh pushing you to the door.
I'm so sorry, Chris.
Like it belongs in a museum. And the rest of you ladies, and you ladies, basically everybody gets out except you, but you've now smashed into the space, and I think like maybe your head is like sticking out of the top of the building. Like,
Like Alice in Wonderland.
yeah.
Oh, Vanessa. Oh, no.
Cut to, speaking of outside of the building,
Kid,
Time for-
run!
time for your Sophie's Choice.
So how many tags can I use if I can argue that they work?
Usually like 3 is the max.
Okay. So if my goal is to get her out of there, I think that flight and acrobatics would both be good. And then I think either never caught off guard or tougher than before. Never caught off guard would be me dodging if he's shooting, and then tougher than before would be that I have a friend clearly in need,
Okay.
and that gives me like a new enhanced.
Okay. Roll +3 then to face that danger.
Okay.
Oh, I can't watch.
Snake eyes.
10.
Only 10?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we were looking for an 11.
I was open for a 12.
11.
No, actually, 10 means that she doesn't continue to bleed while
Oh, thank you.
pick her up. So you, what kind of wings do you have? Wings, or is it just regular like Superman flight?
It's like Superman flight.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like I think you turn to face the guy who's facing you, and you just do like a quick like I salute, and then you go straight up, and then or actually you go like straight back and take your sword and scoop her up by exactly
By the hood.
by the hood. And as you're like you're kind of passing out from the pain and the flight and everything, but you look down and you see one of the guards that was running towards you. That sure looked like Richie.
I start yelling, "No, go back!" as I pass out.
I don't hear that.
Yeah. Well, you also see her head sticking out of the top.
Oh, damn!
I think that maybe it is like a like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah, exactly. I definitely dodged you for sure.
Whoa.
I'm pretty sure it's just a log.
If these logs could talk.
So the remaining 3 in the scene, are you fleeing at this point? Since he's got your loots.
How do we help you?
Mushrooms.
Let me I have Leave No Trace and Leviathan Incognito. So I think with that I might be able to
So give me a sneak around roll.
Yeah.
Because I have the perfect idea here. if you can pull it off.
It's when she sits
Tony,
around the house.
I
She
have a
sits
serious question for
around
you.
the-
How pissed would you as a player be if I fucking stoned Tank?
Oh, she's gone.
Can I add one
So
more to my
not
roll with
very
blurred
mad,
appearance?
I guess.
What's that?
Because she's
Blurred
gone.
appearance, Leave No Trace, and Leviathan
You mean kill
Incognito.
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, in theory, she could be unstoned. In
When-
theory.
Yeah.
When,
12.
when Jordan cleared out the place, everybody vanished.
Yeah.
That was part. I should have made those takes clearer. I apologize.
No, that's fine.
Oh, we'll get her.
Yeah, Tony's got like a whole bunch of episodes.
yeah.
Yeah, he's actually got one. His big finale is the season finale. So
With Santa.
yeah.
Question still stands. How pissed would you be?
We can talk about that later.
Yeah.
So you got
A 12. 9 plus 3.
so we see Vanessa's head like sticking out of like out of the like a hole that her head smashed. And we
Skylight.
just see like the building shake and rumble and shimmy, and then she just pulls out her arms in its normal size and gets up on the roof of the building, goes down the
Stretch my arms. That was cramped.
Okay.
Go
Goes-
down the chute.
goes down the fire goes down the fire escape,
Yeah.
rejoins Clausen and Dorothy and Haley.
I really liked that place.
And like so like they head out the two
renovation anyway.
gatekeepers, Indigo and Blue, like walk up to the building, and they're like, well, that could have, and Blue is like, that could have gone a lot, and then the building just collapses because it's been gutted from the inside by
It's like that
Vanessa's.
scene when the Blues Brothers just climb out of the rubble. And that's
And one of them was like, they broke my watch. We're gonna go around and do downtime, which I'm gonna tell you what that means for everybody. Your choices are: give attention to one of your logos themes. Tell everyone at the table how you do it, and you mark attention on that theme. Work the case. Tell everyone at the table how you do it, and you will start next session with 3 clues that you can spend. Explore your mythos. Tell everyone at the table which mystery you explore and how you do it. You gain 1 clue with a method and a source based on your description. You mark attention to that mystery's theme. Prepare for your next activity, which tell people how you prepare. You recover all your burnt power tags, or recover from your last activity. For each ongoing status still affecting you, the MC will tell you if and how it can be reduced during your downtime.
Hi, I would like to do the last one, please.
So you have angry and
Gut shot.
So Gutshot probably is going to be go to the hospital.
Yeah.
How do you get rid of angry?
I feel like I want to say doing one of my shows because I feel like that connects me to my like fan base and like it allows me to catharsonate, but like get catharsis by giving advice to other people who call in or like fulfilling those.
Are you doing it from the hospital?
Oh, man, I don't know.
Yakuza's got
Tell you what.
stuck in there.
if you do basically it's if you do your hospital from the hospital bed, you won't recover as much from the gut shot, but you'll clear your angry.
Okay.
Because like your outpouring of support from fans will. So like, I think your choice here is either you can either recover, and you'll start next. Basically, you can start next time either with an angry one and a like sore one, or you can keep your angry 2, but wait, angry 1, sore 1, or no angry but like bandaged 2. Or bandaged 3, I should say.
Let's get rid of the gut shot and keep angry.
Okay.
I'm still mad at you. We haven't had this out yet. Okay. So
give me.
Went to the hospital.
So that just means like sore 1. Okay. And that's you doing that's you doing the show or not doing the show?
Not doing the show.
Okay. Yeah. So
yeah, keep angry, like at 2 where it's at. Go to the hospital.
So I think that is a scene of you like receiving a bunch of phone calls from people who are like, "Hey, what happened?" Like, do you make up a story like, or were you just like, "I got mugged"? Like,
yeah, I think it's exactly that. Like,
and maybe
you know, I get off shift so late. I was walking home and
I tried to stop a guy and I got shot.
Stealing a purse.
And the only person whose call of well wishes you don't take, Haley.
Oh yeah.
Like there. She's leaving you on read. She is not taking your calls. Okay, so who wants to tell me what their montage choices?
I'd like to get rid of kicked.
Okay.
I don't know what to do to get rid of kicked because kicked has happened. I've been kicked. I can't be unkicked.
I assume it's more the injury from
I know.
kicking.
Well, where do you train? How do you train yourself with your toy story? Like, where do you go? What do you do?
I definitely think that I probably have, like, my teammates are kind of like my Lost Boys, and I think that we frequently like to pretend that we're like pirates or something.
Matt, you put on some sort of swashbuckling movie and just try to copy it.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much, yeah.
Maybe you do some yoga, put yourself in an ice bath to get rid of that.
You and your friends are lightsaber kids.
Yeah, we watch like Star Wars and we're like, wong. Yeah.
Cool. Take it back.
I am going to work on a logos.
Okay.
Basically fill out a report on Drago.
Okay.
Like, we believe there's lots of stolen items, went to investigate, and the building collapsed.
Okay.
Probably to cover it up.
Okay.
Insurance scam.
Yeah. So what happens when you get 3 attentions? I don't have it yet, but
you get to take an advanced move for that.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, and those are on the back?
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking I'm going to investigate who else is out there, one of my mysteries.
Okay.
For my subversion card. And, Serena just offered up, a little nugget on a plate of wanting to buy one of my items. And I think I might try to squeeze her for some information or contacts that might lead to another cryptid.
Okay, so are you gaining clues here?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with give some attention to my stone stare.
Okay.
Practice on some teenagers. I don't know.
Oh my god.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No. Practice on some stones.
Okay.
I'm torn.
Like Natalie and Brulia.
So sad. Do I need to worry about repairing my crack?
You don't.
I don't. Oh, that's just there.
It's
That's
just
forever
there,
now.
yeah.
My crack is forever.
I think maybe you can. I'll have to look it up, but I don't think you do. It's just there.
Okay. Well, then I guess I'm gonna work on a mythos, and spend some time reconnecting with my typewriter.
Okay. So I think this is a good scene to end on too, because like basically you're typing, and then it types back at you, and then you type a little more, and it types back at you, and you definitely the style is different.
It feels different.
Like the
it's
phrasing and the words, and you type and you type "Who are you?" and they type back "Ha ha 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 ha."
Tom Riddle.
Going forward, it says, "We will try to communicate more directly with you. You and your friends are very useful to the city."
Oh, the guys in the car who shot me.
Fuck.
And does that mean that we are tools to be used by the city, or we are beneficial as good citizens of the city?
That choice is up to you. Good night. And so you like you put the cover back on the portable underwood, and then the chain.
And I put it in the closet under the egg crate,
Mhm.
and I shut the door.
And we cut to a shadowy room with a similar typewriter. They put the cover on. They stand up, walk to the door, take one look back. The audience sees the face of Mr. Orange, alive and well. And then he turns out the light.
I knew he wasn't dead.
And that is where we end this episode of City of Mist via Theater of the Mind players.
You didn't
Please
check for a pulse, dude.
join us. No, he was definitely dead.
Okay then. Yeah, man, he was definitely dead, man.
He wasn't just taking a nap in the trunk of his Buick.
He wasn't just taking a trunk nap.
All right, show of hands. Who's taking a trunk nap? Yeah, you would, Sarah. Okay.
I have in a hatchback, but I don't know if that counts.
Not
well,
like
I guess
Buick.
technically-
Okay, well, camping though, but that
Alright.
doesn't count.
Because I have something in the back of like a Jeep Cherokee,
Yeah.
so like...
All right, fine.
All right, okay.
Trunk nap thing.
Boom.
So, thank you all for watching or listening, wherever you are. Join us again next week as we explore another mystery in the City of Mist. But until then, we are...
Jenny Higgins.
Tony Cheek.
Jordan Fishburne.
Sarah Babe.
Ethan Exit Anderson.
Tawny P. Thompson.
And as always, our Lord of the Board.
Bad Davies.
From all of us here at Theater of the Mind Players, we'd like to remind you, just repeat to yourself, it's only a game. We should really just relax by taking a trunk nap.
Trunk nap.
Trunk nap.
Congratulations, fellow human! You've reached the end of an exciting episode of Theater of the Mind Players. If you enjoyed our story, please like the video. If you want more games, subscribe to our channel. Attack the bell for notifications on new posts. If you liked the episode, please tell us what you enjoyed the most in the comments. If you loved the episode, consider joining our Patreon. You'll get access to special shows, session zeros, and help us determine what we play on the show. We love our friends of Pat Rayon, and we hope to see you there.